Yo, what's going on? Welcome to the Pips. Gonna be just running through this like usual. Really love this game. I would recommend it to anybody. And if you haven't done it yet, as much as I would love for you to watch this, do it first and see if you can handle it. And if you get stuck, hop right on in and I can hopefully help you out or you can suffer with me. But yeah, without wasting any more time, let's rip off this easy. Okay, so immediately we have the 17. Well, immediately we see 4 here, which means it's going to be some really, really low numbers. We see there's no zeros, so we know this is going to be all ones, which automatically means this has to just be in this. We're going to say here for now, we know the ones are all going to touch. We see this is a huge number, so we're assuming that we can't just throw away this 5. Okay, but this can't work like that. So that means that this has to go there, which means this has to go here. And now 5, we have 12 left over, which means this has to add up to 6. This has to be greater than 3. And that would then leave this to go here. Not too bad. All right. Really been enjoying the easy, and let's move on to the medium. Okay. Let's see. Greater than 10. No 5s, so it's going to have to be either a 6 and a 6 or a 6 and a 4. No, it has to be a 6 and a 6 because the 6 and a 4 would only be 10. So one way or another, this has to be like this. Yeah, okay. So it can't be that. It could be like this. More likely like this. This would then have to be a 3. That would then flip into one that has, well, it actually doesn't have to work like that. So it would, it can't be the 3. So let's try the other way around. And okay, and it also can't be, okay. So that leaves us with one way this can go. And it's just like this, which would leave this to have to be like this. Nope. Okay, here we go. This is how it is. No. I meant to say, yeah, 100%. This, and then that, and then this is the 2 1s, which will go like this. This has to add up to 6, and this has to be greater than 6. And that'll do it. Solid. Let's move on to the hard. See if we can get a good run today. Here we go. What does this say? Yoda? I guess it is May the 4th. That's sick. Okay, let's see. Where to start? Ooh, man. So many. This is going to be really tough to figure out. Okay, so this is a good spot to start. We know that this has to have a singular one. So same with this. Maybe this is the actual one to start with. We need a 5 and a 4. That's a guaranteed no matter what. That goes there. Anything else like that? See this, you'd hope, but it's not so easy. This either has to be, if this is a 5 and a 4, then this has to be a double. The only double items, there's a couple of doubles, so we're going to leave that alone. Now that we've tackled this, let's tackle this. So 1, 2, 3. There's 3 different ways. Is there another 4, 5? There's question 1. No. So there's not another 4, 5. So we know this is going to have to be a 5 to then here, and then a 4 to then here. This 4 to then here has to be relatively low. So it can't be the 4, 6. It would already be too big. Man, there's so many. There's a 4 with like every number. Let's see. Let's go off this double 6. Where can the 6 realistically go? It could go here. Oh man, this is really challenging. Okay. Right here, we know that this has to be a 4 by itself and then some number. And so we have to eliminate then what other ones have sets. So that like the 4 and the 0, no matter what, cannot go there. The 4 and the 6 can. I'm just checking if, okay. There'd have to be a 6 with a big number, 6 and a 6, and then a 6 with a number less. That would work. That would work. Man. Let's go off the assumption that it is this. Okay. This would be the only way this would work. So if this is this one, these are how they'd look. Is this now still possible? No, it can't be the 6s because then this one that's greater than 5 couldn't work. So we know that that 4 can't be the 4 with the 6. Okay. So the 4 with the 6 is out the window. The 4 with the 0 is also out the window because there's only one other 0 and we would need 2. So we've got the 4 with the 1 and the 4 with the 3. Let's just go up in order. So let's go with the 4 with the 1 first. So going back to this, actually, we know this has to be a 6. And we know this has to be a 5. So we know these are going to be standing up, and it's going to be like this could work. Like something silly like this could work. Just so many ways to do that. I really think this is the way. This is just the way, and we just have to see how this works. So has to be greater than 4 with a 1. This is the only thing that works. That's good. And then less than 4, there's several options. There's the 1 and the 3 and the 1 and the 2. So both of these would then work. So with what we've now dealt with, this has to be okay. So this is another 4 right here with a number less than 4. And so that would still work because we'd have the 4 and the 3. And now we have a run of 3 right here, and these would have to have a pair in them no matter what. Leaving us with 2s. Okay, so this would work as this would be 2s and then a 2, 4. Okay, we still have our options here. This now has to add up to 4. We still have 2 left over that are add up to 4, so not too helpful. But we only have 1 4 that could possibly go here, because if this went there, it would mess everything up. And there's another 4 right here. But then this 4 doesn't work. Then this 4 completely breaks. Yeah. Because all of this breaks. Wait a minute, but we could do, okay. Instead of this one, yes. Okay, so instead of this one, we could actually do this one, which would then make us do this and that. Wait, what did that do? Wait. No. Instead, we're going to need this, aren't we? Not necessarily. But then we need it. Yeah, we need a 6 and a 4. That exists. Then this 4 would go here, and that would be a 5, 3. This now has to be a single square that adds up to 5, which would be this. This has to add up to 4. Okay, what about this? Do we still have 1? So these we now see are basically no, but they're not interchangeable because this could also go here. Now let's check this out. And we're out of 5s. Okay. Wait. Hold up. You could put this here instead and replace it with this. This now has to just be 3. Doesn't exist. Wow, that's really interesting. That doesn't exist. There really isn't a 2 and a 3. Wait, no, not 2 and 3. What do I need? Just a 3. I'm seeing if there's one. There's not a single one that adds up to 3. Where's the last 4? The 4, 1. So this all comes down to then the 4, 1. which would then require... That would require this to be the 5-1. Okay, hang on. This is how this works. So instead, we would do this. Not this. This. Like that. Before 3 there. Meaning that has to add up to 2. Like that. Okay. Where's the last 4? The last 4 is a 2, and now we're out of 2s. Hold up. It doesn't mean it's over. Kind of does. Wait a minute. It kind of does. Because there's not enough. There's no other 2. So this can't be the 4-2. How did I not establish that already? This literally can't be the 4-2. So it can't be the 4-2 or the 4-0. And we really tried the 4-1 and it didn't work. Leaving the 4-3. Okay, hang on. Leaving the 4-3 as an option. Meaning this could be the 3-3. And either the 6-3. Can't be the 6-3 because we're going to need it there. So that'd be the 5-3. So that would work. Now we need the other 4 here, which would be the 4-2. Wait. We don't have to. It doesn't have to be the 4-2. It can be the 4-0. Chuck in the 4-2 right there. Okay. This obviously can't go there anymore. But where's that going to be able to go now? That's the question, isn't it? Where is that going to go? Got nowhere to go. That 1's got nowhere to go. Where can that 1 go? But here. Nowhere. I think this has to be the double 1. Which then forces this to be the 4. This might work, actually. Hold up. Which forces this to be the 4-1. Okay. Which forces this to be the 4-6. It's fine. No, there's no 6-5. Hold up. Wait. No, yeah. Yeah, this 4 that goes here can't be the 4 that goes with the 6. There's not a 6-5. And then if this was the 4-6 can never go here. Okay. What can go here? It feels like I've eliminated everything from being able to go here, which is not good. Let's figure out what can go here. We know it's not a 5-4, so we know this is a 5 and then something and a 4 and then something with the same number attached. So what numbers overlap the 4s and the 5s? Obviously 3, which feels right. 1s, which just didn't work for whatever reason. Because then this couldn't just be 5. Uh-huh. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This could work maybe. 4-0. 5-0. Where's the 4-6 go? Hmm. Okay, maybe now this can work. Maybe now that can be the 4. This can be the 4-6. Allowing this to be the 4-1. Now these both can add up to 4, which we have multiple of. Would force this. But now the 5-1 just destroys it, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, so close. Oh, man, that just completely sucks. Yeah, it just doesn't. It's not bigger than 5. The only way that this would work is if it was a 5-3, which we've already. Wait a minute. Yeah, it can't because that has to be greater. Does this have to be the 4-1? Oh, man. I'm just so lost. Like, this being the 5-3 makes sense. But then what do I do with the 3s and the 4s instead? I guess we'd have to move them around. And obviously, this is the easy answer would be able to just be able to manipulate this 4 to here and these 3s to here. Okay. I would leave this 4 with having to be the 4-6. Let's really think about this. It doesn't feel like this can be the 4-6. So where does the 4-6, where can the 4-6 go? It can't go here. Okay, it actually now. No, it can't. What am I talking about? No. Yeah. No. It can go here though. It can't go. What am I blabbering on about right now? Holy moly! Where can the 4-6 go? Obviously not there. We know it can't go there. We know it can't go there. And if it goes here, are there enough 6s to get a 6 there? It'd be 3 6s. 1, 2, and one of them would be this. It'd be 1, 2, 3. There just aren't enough 6s to go around. There are legitimately not enough 6s to go around for this to be the 4-6. So the only one that can be the 4-6, and this took 100 minutes to get to, and I've already guessed this, but this is just right. This is just right. Which narrows this down to being the 6-3. This is a no matter what now. So we're going to start to just, we're now, this is officially, a million minutes in. This is officially no matter what's. These are all no matter what's. Now it's just figuring out what else can work. So we have 2 4s, 3 4s left over to place. And we know that this one has to face upwards. So we know whatever we have left over, this 4 doesn't actually have to go here. This is incorrect. So we can move that actually. There's several things that can go right there. But we do know no matter what that these 5, okay, this is a 5 no matter what, and this is a 5 no matter what. How many 5s do we have left? We have 3 5s. So there's going to be 1 5. Okay, this is interesting. There's going to be 1 5 that's not we can't like just immediately figure out where it is. So where can this 5 go, right? The leftover 5. It could go here. So it could be the 5-1, which would then require a 4-1, which would then require 1, 1, 1, 3. So that this is one way this can go, which would then give us the 5, 3 left over and the 5, 0 left over. We know the 5, 3 would... Okay, actually, I haven't even done this yet, but this actually has to go here. These are now locked in. These are now locked. That's actually locked into place. I didn't even notice that. So that 5's in no matter what. Now, if we assume this is the correct 5, this is the correct 4, and we know this 4-2 can't be this because there's nothing that adds up to 3, so that would leave this with having to go there, which would leave this with having to go there. This now has to add up to 4. The final 1 has to go here. This, again, has to add up to 4. This has to be greater than 5, and this has to be 4 and less than 2. Boom. Took so long, but once we really figured out where like 3 or 4 of them just absolutely had to go, it got really smooth. But yeah, fun regardless, and if you stuck through all this, good stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.